Let's assume you're trying to lose weight, you've seen my previous two videos and you're in a caloric deficit. From a nutritional standpoint, is there anything else you can do to maximise your weight loss? Yes, the composition of your diet might actually matter, and this video will assess the application of a low-carb, high-protein diet for weight loss. Until relatively recently, we incorrectly used the first law of thermodynamics to justify that all calories are treated equally by the body. We assumed that if you gave a person two diets of the same number of calories but of different compositions and compared the results, you wouldn't see a difference in weight loss. However, in 2004, Fine and Feynman released an article and explained, using the second law of thermodynamics, that each macronutrient has a different entropic effect and they are in fact not equal. Fats, carbohydrates and proteins are broken down by different enzymes using a different metabolic process, and these metabolic processes require a different amount of energy. This means that not all of the calories that you eat are absorbed into your blood. Some of the energy in your food is used during catabolism, so the breakdown of food in your gut. The relative energy cost for each macronutrient is as follows: 2 to 3% for lipids, 6 to 8% for carbohydrates, and 25 to 30% for protein. Therefore, if you eat 100 calories from each macronutrient group, these are the calories that you would absorb into the body. Using this principle, if you slowly shift your calorie intake to include more protein and less carbohydrates, you'll slowly reduce your energy intake without actually changing the number of calories you consume. This infographic compares a standard diet to a low carbohydrate diet to a very low carbohydrate or ketogenic diet. You can see in each instance 2,000 calories has been eaten, but there is a difference in the amount of calories that have been absorbed. However, this difference might not be as dramatic as you thought. So, are there any other reasons why a calorie-restricted, low-carbohydrate diet might benefit weight loss more than a normal calorie-restricted diet? Possibly. Number 1, the body needs glucose to survive. In very low-carbohydrate diets like ketogenic, your body has to create glucose from non-carbohydrate sources. This process is called gluconeogenesis and in turn burns energy. Number 2, in a very low carbohydrate diet where insulin is also low, there is an increased reliance of your body to use fat oxidation for fuel. So, you use triglycerides in your food and in your adipose tissue for energy. Number 3, protein is known to affect appetite hormones in a unique way. After consuming a protein-rich meal, you're left feeling fuller for longer. Without the constant hunger cravings associated with sweet, sugary food, you might accidentally reduce your calories even more. Finally, it's very difficult for your body to turn the protein you eat into body fat. Normally, adipose tissue is formed through a direct intake of fat or a process called de novo lipogenesis, which is the transformation of carbohydrates to fat. In fact, Jose Antonio in 2014 showed that in resistance-trained individuals, overeating protein for 8 weeks did not negatively affect body composition. Okay, so this has been a long, in-depth analysis of low-carb diets. What are my take-home messages? Firstly, as mentioned previously, to lose weight, you must be in a calorie deficit. Secondly, although controversial, there is research to support a metabolic advantage for eating a low-carbohydrate diet for weight loss. But some of these metabolic advantages are only found in a very low carbohydrate diet where less than 10% of your intake is from carbs. Diets like this can be difficult to adhere to. Thirdly, for weight loss, high-protein foods are favourable as they increase satiety, decrease hunger cravings, and make you less likely to overeat. And finally, if you're going to binge eat and blow out on calories for whatever reason, doing this with high-protein foods might not be detrimental to your fat loss.